For years, Katt Williams was treated like the punchline. Every time he went viral, the headlines framed him as bitter, unstable, or desperate for relevance. When clips from his January 2024 interview began circulating, the internet didn't analyze them, it mocked them. Memes exploded across social media. Reaction channels clipped his most intense moments. Comment sections were filled with eye-roll emojis and jokes about him crashing out. The narrative was simple. Katt was ranting again. But as the months passed, something unexpected happened. Those same clips stopped feeling funny. The laughter turned into rewatches. The rewatches turned into breakdown threads. People began replaying what he actually said instead of how he said it. The tone shifted from "he's crazy" to "wait, what did he mean by that?" And once that seed of doubt was planted, the entire conversation changed. Because when public opinion flips, it flips fast, and suddenly the man who was being laughed at became the man people were studying. When Katt sat down and started naming powerful figures, he didn't hesitate. He didn't soften his words. He spoke as if he had nothing left to lose. He suggested that certain celebrities weren't self-made the way the public believed. He hinted at hidden power structures. He implied that some careers were engineered behind the scenes. At the time, most viewers brushed it off as dramatic storytelling. But what made the interview different was his confidence. He didn't speak like someone guessing. He spoke like someone who had witnessed patterns firsthand. And even when critics challenged him, he doubled down calmly. That composure lingered in people's minds. Because when someone makes bold claims and doesn't walk them back, it leaves a question hanging in the air. Was this just performance, or was it frustration spilling over after years in the industry? The interview never faded. It kept circulating quietly, waiting for the right moment to resurface. And that moment came sooner than anyone expected.
As conversations intensified, Jay-Z's name began trending alongside discussions about historical allegations and industry proximity. Anonymous claims that had previously been dismissed were now re-examined under a microscope. Again, allegations are not proof, and no court ruling has established criminal guilt in these resurfaced claims. But online culture doesn't always operate with courtroom patience. Clips from old interviews where journalists appeared to change topics abruptly started circulating with dramatic captions. Kanye West's past criticisms resurfaced and were reframed as warnings rather than rants. The internet thrives on hindsight, and hindsight was suddenly everywhere. The debate wasn't about confirming guilt, it was about questioning power. How much influence does a billionaire icon truly hold? How insulated are top-tier figures from scrutiny? The more people asked those questions, the less comfortable the answers seemed. And that discomfort spilled into broader conversations about the industry itself.
Attention expanded beyond music. Business magnates, media elites, and global figures found their historical associations scrutinized. Richard Branson's past email exchanges with Epstein, which had already been publicly reported years earlier, were pulled back into headlines. Statements distancing from Epstein were revisited. Photos from charity events and social gatherings resurfaced online. None of this established criminal wrongdoing, but optics matter. In the age of digital archives, nothing disappears. It waits. And when trust in institutions is already shaky, even old associations can feel explosive. Commentators began questioning how so many powerful individuals had crossed paths with one disgraced financier. Was it coincidence? Was it networking? Or was it something deeper? That uncertainty fueled speculation, and speculation spreads faster than facts. The more the spotlight widened, the clearer one thing became. The public was no longer satisfied with simple denials. As media coverage intensified, survivor interviews gained renewed attention. Several survivors have long described what they believe was a broader network of influence rather than isolated individuals. They spoke about environments where powerful connections seem to shield certain behaviors. Again, these accounts represent personal testimony, not court-proven conspiracy structures. But their consistency over time raised questions in the public's mind. The phrase, "it wasn't just one man," began circulating widely. That idea struck a nerve, because if wrongdoing thrives in networks, accountability becomes complicated. It's easier to prosecute one person than to unravel an entire web of relationships. Survivors emphasized patterns of silence, reward for compliance, and backlash for speaking out. That pattern echoed what Katt had described in broader industry terms. And once those parallels were noticed, viewers couldn't unsee them.
Looking back, many viewers noticed a recurring theme in entertainment history. Outspoken figures often get dismissed before they're reconsidered. Kanye was mocked before being reanalyzed. Whistleblowers in other industries faced backlash before being validated. Katt Williams fit that pattern almost perfectly. First ridicule, then distance, then quiet reevaluation. The question became less about whether every claim was accurate and more about why powerful criticism so often gets framed as instability. Is it coincidence or is it strategic? The idea that influence shapes narratives isn't new, but seeing it unfold in real time makes it harder to ignore. The industry rewards those who play along. It isolates those who challenge the structure. That perception alone can erode public trust, even without criminal verdicts attached. Now, the focus isn't just on who attended which event decades ago. It's about whether systems of influence protect certain people differently. 2026 may be remembered less for celebrity scandals and more for a cultural shift in skepticism. The public isn't automatically separating fame from scrutiny anymore. They're questioning the machinery behind stardom. Katt Williams positioned himself as someone who saw the machinery up close. Whether viewers believe him entirely or not, the timing of recent developments has made his words feel less dismissible. The real tension lies ahead. Will investigations lead to tangible accountability, or will headlines fade and the system reset? That uncertainty keeps audiences watching. Because at the center of it all isn't just one comedian's reputation, it's the credibility of power itself.